Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into something maybe you only think about when the shower goes cold, your water heater.
That's right. It's one of those out of sight, out of mind things, usually.
We've got a pretty straightforward guide here, and our mission really is to pull out the key maintenance tips, maybe some surprising facts, to help you keep yours running well longer.
Exactly. A little bit of attention can save you, well, a lot of hassle and money down the road.
Okay, let's jump in. First thing that really struck me is the lifespan difference. 8 to 12 years for a traditional tank heater. But tankless, we're talking 20 years plus if you look after it. That's a big gap.
It really is. And a lot of that comes down to how they work, fundamentally. Tankless just heats water when you actually need it.
Right, so it's not constantly working, heating water that's just sitting there.
Exactly. Less constant stress, you could say. Less wear and tear over time compared to keeping, 40 or 50 gallons hot 24/7.
Right. Makes sense. So for those of us, probably most people, with the standard tank heaters, what's like the number one maintenance thing?
Flushing it annually. That's absolutely key, especially if you live somewhere with hard water.
Okay, why is flushing so important? Is it just getting dunked out?
Well, yeah, it's sediment buildup. Minerals from the water settle at the bottom. And here's the kicker. That guide mentions something quite startling.
Oh, yeah.
Just 1 inch of sediment can cut your heater's efficiency by up to 30%.
30%. Wow. That's huge. You're basically paying to heat sediment.
You really are. So flushing isn't just about longevity. It's directly tied to your energy bills.
Good point. Okay, flushing is critical. What else is vital for tank heaters?
The anode rod. You need to think about checking that every, say, 2 to 3 years.
The anode rod. Remind me, what's its job again?
It's sort of a protector for your tank. It's made of a metal that corrodes more easily than the steel tank lining. So corrosive elements in the water attack the rod instead of your tank.
Ah, so it sacrifices itself, kind of.
Precisely. It draws the corrosion away, significantly extending the life of the actual tank.
Yeah.
But it does get used up.
Gotcha. So check the sacrificial rod. Okay, what about safety? Anything specific there?
Definitely the TMP valve. That's temperature and pressure relief valve. You should test it. Well, the recommendation is annually.
And that's to make sure it can release pressure if things get too hot or too high.
Exactly. It's a crucial safety feature to prevent, dangerous pressure buildup inside the tank.
Yeah.
You just lift the lever slightly, see if water flows out, then let it snap back.
Okay, simple check, big peace of mind. What about just everyday efficiency, like the temperature setting?
Yeah, the recommendation is usually 120 degrees Fahrenheit. That's generally hot enough for household needs. It saves energy compared to higher settings, and importantly, it reduces the risk of scalding.
Right, especially important if you have kids or elderly folks at home. 120 is the sweet spot. So how do we know if our water heater is having problems? What signs should we look out for?
There are a few key things. Rusty or sort of cloudy hot water is a big one.
Okay, discoloration. What else?
Strange noises, like popping, rumbling, or banging sounds coming from the tank. That often points back to that sediment buildup we talked about.
Ah, the sediment again. Makes sense it would cause noise when heating.
Yeah. Also, any visible leaks, obviously, even small drips around the base, so check for those.
Leaks are never good. Anything else?
Inconsistent hot water is another clue. Runs hot, then cold. Or if you suddenly notice your energy bills creeping up without any other explanation.
Okay, so rusty water, weird noises, leaks, unstable temps, and higher bills. Got it. Those are the heads-up signs.
Right. They're signals that it might need service or maybe even replacement soon.
So besides the big things like flushing and checking the anode rod, are there any other maybe quicker tips for longevity?
Sure. If you do have hard water, installing a water softener makes a huge difference long-term against sediment.
Good investment then.
Definitely. Also, insulating the tank itself and the hot water pipes coming out of it, especially the first few feet, can reduce heat loss. Saves a bit of energy.
Easy enough to do.
And just, keep the area around the water heater clean and clear. Good airflow is helpful, and it makes it easier to spot any leaks early.
Simple stuff, really. So the main takeaway here seems pretty clear. Being proactive is key.
Absolutely. Regular checks, that annual flush, just being aware of how it's performing, it all adds up to a longer life, better efficiency, and, importantly, safety.
It's about putting in a little effort now to avoid, well, a cold shower and a big bill later.
Couldn't have said it better. A little preventative maintenance goes a very long way.
So here's something for you listening to think about. How old is your water heater? Be honest. And when was the last time it was flushed? Maybe today's the day to check it out, add it to the calendar.
Good prompt. Thanks for diving deep with us.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the AA Quick Podcast, where we help you stay ahead of plumbing problems before they turn into disasters. Don't forget to follow, leave a review, and share this episode with a friend who could use a little plumbing peace of mind. Need service? We're here 24/7 with no extra fees for nights or weekends. Call us at 314-429-7131 and mention this podcast for $20 off your service. Until next time, stay safe, stay proactive, and remember, Jim sent you.